The Uggs family's um, Golden Touch Kangaroo Care has been credited with reviving of a preemie who had been suspected to be dead. And this is amazing. It's a very profound experience and concept. However, um, death is not only the cessation of heartbeat, but no electricity in the brain. Um, Now, I don't think they've done any of these. Perhaps they weren't hearing a heartbeat, but there might have been some movement of the blood, and they did not check for electricity in the brain. However, because of this abnormal situation, normally this child probably might have been left to die, but for the mother's touch. You see, as I've been saying, my theme is that women are very special, and women have certain types of inspiration. They're special angels that inspire women and instruct them. Also, different ones do men. And her natural instinct, what they'll call natural instinct, I think it's an inspirational moment in which the Creator recommended to her that she does this, and she did it. And bingo, the baby survived. If she had been a gun-toting mom, some boots out there trying to kill some enemy and so on, I don't think she might have responded to that inspiration. She would have been told the baby's dead, and she would have said, "Oh well," and that was the end of it. But this Miss Ogg, who is in touch with her femininity and her inspiration, decided to make this move. And not only would she revive these preemie babies, but there are some preemie husbands down in the pants. It looks as though it's dead, and she put her hand on that bad boy, and then he comes back to life, and then drill for some oil, and both of them sing and be happy and so on. So women have a special role in life. They could touch so many things and become magic. But here we saw where there's something negating this now, where women now are touching kids and killing them, strangling them, drowning them, and doing a whole bunch of other abusive things. And this is an aberration. And these are the women who probably aren't in touch with their inspiration and their femininity. They seem somehow to have changed and think they could become powerful in men, and they lost that touch, and they're crazy. Because when you go outside of your normal operation, you're going to be crazy. And if you notice, I've seen this a lot. Young girls now are not being trained with a little doll and little perambulator and little homekeeping stuff. They're out on the street skating. They're doing skateboarding. They're doing muscle stuff. They're doing things that aren't traditionally that women did. And so I think that I don't care. Women could do anything they want, but make sure that you stay close to your femininity and your inspiration base, because you could do magic. You could make a guy that has given up on life. You talk to him, you hold him, you kiss him, and you express your optimism, and that could make a big difference for this guy, as well as for children. And women need to, share it with one another. A lot of women are becoming beasts and destroying themselves simply because they're trying to hang out in the corner with men and trying to envy men and want to be like men. But if they touch each other and share inspiration and advice, they will revive each other, and they will make the world a better place. I mean, women have a special role. They're the life givers, they're the life preservers. And what would have happened if there were no women? Some women say if there were no men, but if a female's out there and she's not a woman, she thinks that she's a man or something, or trying to compete with men and outdo men, she's gonna lose that magic. So women, see how you could balance it. See if you could keep some of the magic while going after all that you want, and hope that what you're going after will not necessarily tarnish that magic, because what's going to happen is that you end up a loser. At the end of life, you're going to regret, you're going to have a whole bunch of guilt and all these kind of stuff. So this Ogg story, what they call kangaroo touch, I don't believe no kangaroo touch. I know that because the kangaroos are born immature and probably put in the pouch and then they grow up in there and all that stuff. That they want to, equate it to that. But this is something different. This is something special, and people stop equating or illustrating human touch and human relationship with the animal kingdom. We're not, well, yeah, but we're not supposed to be animals, okay? That's another story, but it's a wonderful story to hear. This woman has touched this seemingly dead preemie, and he's come back to life, and he's going to be okay. I hope that he ends up dying one day, having been okay, and not become some terrorist or something.